Hi, kindergarten students. We are looking back into our Bible lessons and remembering this family. Isaac, and remember a servant went all the way back to a different land where Abraham lived to get a wife for him, and that God sent an angel ahead to find this wife and answered the prayer to find a lady who would give him water and his camels water too. That's Isaac. And this is his wife Rebecca, the one that gave him water and his camels water, just what they asked God to do to show which lady would become Isaac's wife. Now, these two, remember, they had two boys that looked very different and had very different interests and things they liked to do, like maybe you and your brother or sister. This is Esau, loved to be outside. Jacob loved to be inside cooking. Most of you watched the video about Jacob and Esau. A few people had trouble watching it. Hopefully you watched a different one or read about it in the Bible. These two brothers were not getting along very well. And that happens sometimes. And they both, made mistakes like we do. Jacob was teasing Esau and stole some special blessings from him and tricked his dad. And finally, Esau was so angry with his brother Jacob. We get angry too sometimes, don't we? Now, Esau was so angry. He said, "Oh, I just hate my brother and I just want to kill him." I hope we don't say that, but we do get angry. And we do sometimes get just, say things we maybe don't even mean. But that was very scary for this family to know that. That's how Esau felt. So when Esau wasn't around, Mom Rebecca said, "Jacob, you better go. Go back to where I came from, where there's lots of girls who love God, and get a wife from over there, and don't come back until Esau's anger has calmed down a bit." And she said the same thing to her husband, Isaac. "I think Jacob should leave and go find a wife back where I used to live." And Isaac agreed and said, "Go, Jacob." So Jacob started on his long trip and walked and walked and walked. And then pretty soon it was nighttime and he was very tired from walking. He wasn't where he needed to go yet, so he decided to sleep here for the night. So he took a rock for his pillow, that's all there was, and he laid down on that rock to sleep for the night. He had a dream. In the dream, he saw a ladder go from the earth all the way up into the sky. And God was by that ladder and talking to Jacob. And there were angels going up the ladder and coming down the ladder. And God's voice talked to Jacob. And in the Bible, this is what God said to Jacob. He said, "I am the Lord. I am the God of your grandpa Abraham. I am the God of your dad, Isaac. I will give you many children, so many they'll be like the dust of the earth. And all those children will bless you, and I am with you. I will watch over you wherever you go. I will bring you back to this very land. I will not leave you until I have done what I promised by giving you all these children and bringing you back here. Jacob woke up and he said, God is here, and I did not even know it. This is a holy place. And I'm going to make promises to God. I will be with God until I come back to this land. And I will call God my God. And he said, I will put this rock up and I will call this place Bethel, which means the house of God. And he said, I will give back 1/10, one part of everything that I own. I will give back to you, God. And that's the story from the Bible for you and for me. And I am wondering so many things after hearing this story. I am wondering, is God with me just like he was with Jacob? Is God right here in the kindergarten room and in my house and wherever I go? Does God make that promise to Jacob and to me and to you? And I'm wondering how God could promise that to Jacob, because Jacob was so tricky and mean to his brother. And God still made those promises that he would be with him and give him many children. How can God do that? Oh, it must be because of God's love for Jacob and for us. Oh, it must be that F Bible verse that God forgives us, forgives those mistakes and those sins, and continues to love us and wants to still be with us. I wonder if we have angels too. And if we ever see angels, I wonder if we have dreams from God and hear promises from God in our dreams. I wonder if Jacob thought about this dream over and over again, especially when he was scared and he felt like God wasn't there anymore, and maybe God didn't love him, or he made more mistakes and he wondered if God was still going to be with him. That sounds like his grandpa Abraham, doesn't it? And I wonder if when we realize that God is always with us and promising things and love to us and forgiveness, if we also want to give back to God just the way Jacob wanted to give back to God. And how do we give back to God? Oh, I wonder if that's that F Bible verse too. Do we give back to God by loving and forgiving our friends and our family? Because God forgave us? Oh, So I'm thinking that we can make an art project to go with this story. And while we are making it, you could be thinking about your promises, what God promised you, and about God being with you, and about what you would want to give back to God. So in this, I did give you a black piece of paper for dark. Now, some of you may have used it for science, and that's okay if you did. You can always draw it in that white book if you want to. But if you have the black paper, it's kind of fun. I like drawing with a white crayon. There's Jacob and the rock he was laying on, and some stars. And the ladder, I used yellow because it shows up good on black. See the angels? And I did this for God's voice coming out, saying, I promise to be with you. So while you're doing all this artwork, be thinking about God's being with you, God forgiving you, and you forgiving others. Please send me a video of your artwork and you talking about how you will forgive God. Not forgive God, I'm sorry. Forgive your family and forgive your friends. And that's one way that we can love as we learn, which is our theme this year, loving as we learn. I feel good after that story. I'm eager to see your video and your artwork. Bye now.